you mentioned earlier, it's sort of turning things on its head. This is unprecedented.
Absolutely unprecedented. I'm bound to say, Steve, this is absolutely not the outcome of this election that I suspected we would be reporting here tonight, but it is the verdict of the voters that counts, and increasingly it seems that the voters are sending Donald Trump to the White House. One of our guests a bit earlier on counselled everyone to take a deep breath, and we should all take a deep breath, because let's be absolutely clear about where things currently stand. None of the television networks here in the United States, nor the Associated Press news agency, has yet officially projected Donald Trump the winner of this presidential election, but he is within a hair's breadth of getting his hands on the keys to the Oval Office and moving into the White House to succeed Barack Obama next January. Hillary Clinton could still turn things around, but the hour here is late and time is running out. It's possible that Hillary Clinton will end up with more votes than Donald Trump, and yet still lose the presidency because of the electoral college system and the way that works here. Currently, though, Donald Trump is 1 million votes ahead of her in the popular vote. 50.3 million people have cast their votes for Donald Trump. 49.3 million people have cast their votes for Hillary Clinton. You may be able to hear over the noise in the background protesters who have gathered outside the White House and who are chanting with increasing volume, "No Donald Trump." They were also chanting "Love Trump's hate" a little bit earlier on. They are worried Hillary Clinton supporters down there at the White House, clearly deeply concerned about the way in which this race is going. Other things we know: the United States House of Representatives will remain in Republican hands. Most models and most projections suggest that the Republicans will retain control of the United States Senate. So we could be moving to a situation where a Republican President, Donald Trump, occupies the White House with Republican majorities up on Capitol Hill, although tortured relationships with some of the Republican leaders up on Capitol Hill, including the current Speaker of the House of Representatives, Congressman Paul Ryan, who of course decided some weeks ago that he would no longer campaign for Donald Trump nor defend Donald Trump's violent and bigoted language publicly. So Paul Ryan may find himself in a very curious position in just a few hours' time. I'm joined here on the balcony now by one of my colleagues, Andrea Arenas, who has been taking a look particularly at the role of the Latino vote in this election. And Andrea, everybody looked at those early voting numbers in Florida, and they saw rising participation by Latino voters there and in other states, and they thought that was very good news for Hillary Clinton. But the Latino voting bloc is not monolithic.
Exactly. So for months, Simon, the Latino community has been going out, knocking on doors, and we're talking about people who are undocumented, documented immigrants who have been very invested in this campaign and going out and supporting Hillary Clinton. However, the numbers, we are not seeing these numbers reflected today, especially in states like Florida. And this leads many of the people of the Latino community to believe what's going on is maybe the Latino vote not as predominant or important as we believed it would be. Did many Latinos not go to vote at the very last minute? Or, and this is a very interesting point of view, are the Latino members of the Latino community actually voting in order to somewhat punish their own leaders, the leaders of their own countries? We're talking about Cubans who don't want the United States to have any relationship with Cuba, Venezuelans who want to break from Nicolás Maduro. So, and definitely a Trump presidency would mean separation from these very left-wing countries. So there are these things that are in game that are being analyzed, but definitely we thought that the Latino community was going to have much more, play a bigger role in this election, and so far the numbers are telling us the opposite.
Andrea, thanks very much. And Andrea makes a very important point. One of the central planks of Barack Obama's foreign policy legacy, of course, has been the thaw in relations with Cuba, and one wonders how these election results are going down in Havana after Donald Trump pledged to roll back the thaw in ties between the United States and Cuba. Let's go to the Hilton Hotel.